Hi, and welcome to John's Maths Book. In this video, we're going to be looking at the square roots of negative numbers. Now, if you like these videos, hit the subscribe button and also tell me why you like the videos in the comments below. So let's start with an example. We have the square root of minus 16 multiplied by the square root of minus 49. So how do we deal with the negative numbers? So every negative number, so I'm thinking here of the ones we're using of minus 16 and minus 49, they both have a factor of minus 1. So we can rewrite these square roots as square root of minus 1 times 16 multiplied by square root of minus 1 times 49. We can further simplify this by saying it's the square root of minus 1 multiplied by square root of 16 multiplied by square root of minus 1 multiplied by square root of 49. Now we have the square root of minus 1. So the square root of minus 1 is what is known as an imaginary number because there is no square root of it. And it's denoted as the letter I. So the square root of minus 1 is equal to I, and it's an imaginary number. So we can substitute I into our equation up here, and we can say it's I times the root of 16 multiplied by I times the root of 49. Now, as you can see, we have two i's in this. So when we multiply, so we can let's write it out as I times root 16 times I times 49. So I times I in this is I squared. So we have I squared multiplied by, now the root of 16 is 4, and the root of 49 is 7. So that is I squared multiplied by 28. Now I squared is the square root of minus 1 times the square root of minus 1. Now I squared is equal to root minus 1 times root minus 1, which is equal to minus 1. So we now have minus 1 times 28, which is equal to minus 28. So that's our answer in this case. So let's look at another example where we have root of minus 5 multiplied by the root of minus 3. So again, we can break this down into factors where we have a minus 1 involved. So minus 5 is the root of minus 1 times 5 multiplied by the root of minus 1 times 3. So this is minus 1 times, root minus 1 times root 5 multiplied by root minus 1 times root 3. Now we know that root minus 1 is I, and we have minus 1 occurring twice. So we can label that as I squared multiplied by root 5 by root 3. So you have I squared times, now root 5 times root 3 is root of 5 times 3. So you have I squared multiplied by root 15. Now we know that I squared is root minus 1 times the root minus 1. I squared is root minus 1 times root minus 1, which is minus 1. So our answer is minus 1 times root 15, which is equal to minus root 15. So for our final example, let's look at root minus 3 times root minus 7 times root minus 9. So again, we break it down into factors with minus 1 involved. So we have root minus 1 times 3 times root minus 1 times 7 times root minus 1 times 9. So we can write this as root minus 1 times root 3 times root minus 1 times root 7 times root minus 1 times root 9. So we now have 3 root minus 1s involved here, so we can call this I cubed. So minus 1 is I, we have 3 of them, so it's I cubed times root 3 times root 7 times root 9. We have a root 9 in here. Now we know the square root of root 9 is 3, so we can say this is 3i cubed multiplied by root 3 multiplied by root 7. So 3i cubed is equal to 3 times 7 and the square root of it, and 3i cubed is equal 3i cubed multiplied by 3 times 21, the root of, that's 21. So I cubed is equal to root minus 1 times root minus 1 times root minus 1, which is equal to, so minus 1 times root minus 1 times root minus 1 is minus 1. So minus 1 times the root of minus 1. So that can be written as minus I. So we have minus 3i multiplied by the root of 21. So that's our answer. So that concludes this video on taking the square roots of negative numbers. Again, if you like these videos, please hit subscribe. It really helps the channel. And please tell me if you like the videos in the comments below. So hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye for now.